Well, good morning. This is my meditation for the morning. This is how I start off in the morning. Praying, thanking God, having gratitude, and living in my tornado. And this is Maud, my cat. And I'm a seer, but I'm not sure. I see things before they happen. Like my son, I knew he was going to die the minute I got pregnant. I had this dream, like Opie, remember? And walking down the thing with a little boy. I watched my brother commit suicide. He was gay. I didn't know it that at the time. I blamed myself for 25 years for his death. Turned out the Jehovah's Witnesses shame-based him so badly he committed suicide. That is sad. Our whole world is upside down. I live in tornadoes and God turns them into miracles. But we are born in heaven, come down here on a journey of traveling whether we can choose into the light or choose into darkness. I never knew that the God that I was raised with, the Jehovah's Witness God, was, that was a weird God. We had this pink book, imagine pink. The first thing you open up says Paradise Lost to Paradise Regained. It has people's eyes being burnt out in their heads. I mean, what 2-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old would want a book like that? But, paradise is inside us. We don't have to chase paradise. If we choose to be happy and choose to look for the miracles instead of the bad things, the miracles come. But my higher power always waits to the last minute. Yeah, my higher power always waits to the last minute. And the thing is that today's meditation is let go, let God. You don't know this about me, but I used to have a motel over in Sydney, Nova Scotia. And this Russian bought it, and it's crazy. I should tell you about this one. Let it go viral. His name is Nick. I had the old Meadows Motel on Meadows Road in Kings in Sydney Forks. And he bought this thing. And one night he was drunk and he cut down all my trees and I was crying. I love my trees, especially my bonsai tree because it looks just like a bonsai. Huge tree and it's spring. Oh my God, the flowers just look like white grapes and hung with pride. And he chopped it down. I still have some of her in the backyard. But anyway, he said, oh, you're Ukrainian. He says, no. He says, no, I'm not Ukrainian. I'm a Russian. I work for the Russian mafia. He says, we got kicked out of Europe and I came to Canada. And he says, I work laundering money in Canada. He says, I bought 22 properties this month and 1,000 acres up in Bador. And that's where all the Hollywood stars live, like Sly Stallone and stuff like that. That explains he's following Trump. Maybe he's part of the gang. I don't know. You never know. But anyway, I know everybody told me his boat's up there. So what I'm saying is that, and then he also threatened me with an axe at one point because when I was moving my shit, the guy, his manager, Johnny, plugged in my cord and he found out about it for a $300 cord and he chopped it in half and I called the police and it was his word against mine. Finding the RCMP are completely useless. I think they're bootlickers. They don't do much sometimes. Because when I was in BC and this guy was going to kill me, I put him in jail for 90 days and they let him out, killed 21 women. I'm the only one alive. And life goes on. And the cop said, do you have an angel on your shoulder? And I said, why? And she says, you're the only one alive. Yeah, it's Steve Levert. What a character. But we couldn't hold him because he worked with an East Indian. He owned a crematorium. No bodies, no crime. That's creepy. So the world goes on. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I miss my house in White Rock, 14171 Marine Drive. And the other one was up by the park, fourplex. Life, But today I had the miracle last night. I finally thought I found every tow truck driver, every low bed company, low boy company. Couldn't get anybody for 2 months. If you're from away, they have an expression out here. If you're from away, we'll chase you away. And I was born in Hamilton, moved to Toronto, moved to Montreal, had my horses, moved to Calgary. From Calgary, I moved to BC. And then I became the only height painter in the world. Worked for Dillingham. Was making $60,000 every 3 months from 1979 to 82. And I got cancer, so I had to quit. But I put all my money into real estate. Married weirdos, had to share half, start all over again. I was good at starting all over again. Oh, so I'm hoping tomorrow this guy I gave up yesterday. I was almost in tears. It was 9 o'clock. And tomorrow's D-Day because my motorhome's going to go to the junkyard. And this guy backed out and he said his truck broke down. He also said he couldn't move it because it'll probably fall apart because it's so old and yada, yada, yada. That motorhome has my brother in it that committed suicide, Jimmy. Poor Jimmy. In the meantime, I'm going to work on my program, take one day at a time. And the reason I'm on the toilet, because I have to remind every day, I have to do the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I have to, every day, it's like defragging your brain, like your computer, like I just defragged my computer this morning. Yesterday I had over 300 things on it that I had to clean up. Uh-oh, my cat. There's a mouse behind my shower. She can get in the shower, but the mouse is behind. I've tried Tabasco sauce, cayenne pepper, pepper. At first I started putting baking soda and salt, baking soda and sugar and peanut butter. Didn't work. Next thing I'm going to try is mothballs. And the next thing I'll have to do is get this poison from Manitoba that really works. I used it at my motel. So, welcome to Carolyn's morning talk. I figured if Trump can sit on the toilet and do his phone stuff, I can. Uh-oh, she hears the mouse. See, I can see. She hears the mouse. Feel sorry for them when she catches them. God help them, because guess what? But the little bugger, she